Hello guys and welcome. I hoping that you well. My name is I play 4K, AK I play 8K, AK I play 16K or UHD King. During this video I'm going to show you world's first Stalker Call of Pripyat gameplay running on 16K resolution. Whopping 16K video resolution of gameplay, which is equal 133 megapixels, but to be precise 132.7 megapixels, and running CiNEmatic mode, which is much higher visuals on every single details, and it's going to look like 3 times much better than Stalker original game in 16K resolution, but with CiNEmatic in 16K resolution. As you can see, the screen over here is a quarter. This is 8K resolution right now. 8K resolution. You're watching right now 8K resolution, guys. Let me show it to you. Let me prove it to you. And with my mode, but the whole desktop on 16K resolution. So this is how 16K resolution and 8K resolution will be just quarter of it. So 4 8K resolution screens will be equal 16K resolution. Each 8K resolution screen is only 36 megapixels times 4, 132.7 megapixels. So as you can see, font is beautiful. If you're going to run 8K resolution on Stalker Call of Pripyat original game, you're not going to see even 8K resolution over here, 7680 by 4320. And this is, I can see it even much higher than that. I can see it like this in the game when I'm running full screen 8K resolution. Okay, but today we're going to run 16K resolution completely. Before we're going to do it, let me show you the settings. Pretty much it's going to be the maximum possible visual settings for CiNEmatic mode. Believe me guys, even if object details is all the way down, this is only for 16K resolution. For 8K resolution, and keep it like over here, like about 10%. If you're gonna go above 10-20%, like over here on the object details, the game going to crash every like 20 minutes. And why it's doing that? Because the X-ray game engine that powering the Stalker Call of Pripyat game has the function, the class X-ray stream. So it's streaming the textures, streaming the data, streaming the models into the game engine. And just because I'm using CiNEmatic mode, so I added the 3D meshes, 3D models with the higher polygons count in them. And because the game is using tessellation method, let me show it to you real quick. Look at that grass density. It's going to be beautiful. Grass is going to be beautiful, guys, in this game. You're going to enjoy it. So just because it's using tessellation on the DirectX 11, and today we're going to run DirectX 11. Let me scroll down a little bit. Right here, tessellation is on. What it does is pretty much multiplying the polygons in 3D meshes. So let's say if the 3D object, like a character, like a zombie, was 15,000 polygons, 25,000 polygons. So with tessellation, it's going to be like 30, 35, maybe even 40,000 polygons. And just because when I added higher detailed 3D meshes with higher polygons count on them, so it's probably going to be like 90, 120,000 per character, maybe less than that, but still when a lot of characters is creating that issue and it's overloading the game engine, because the X-ray game engine that is powering Stalker Call of Pripyat that was developed by post-Soviet Ukrainian developers, by the way, the best game engine and the whole game by any Soviet developers, post-Soviet developers, and it was by the Ukrainian developers in Kiev. They limited the game engine, and I'm running Open X-ray, open source game engine, which was the source code of the X-ray game engine and extension by the fans, but it's not enough. And Open X-ray didn't bring native multi-threading, so the game's still going to run on single thread, because the whole game engine was developed in 2005, 2006, and they modified it a little bit in 2007, 2008, and released it in 2009, which is X-ray engine version 1.6.03, okay, and release it with the X-ray SDK. But more about it will be available over the UHDking.com. as you can see right over here. Let me enable some overlays right here. Self-explanatory. By the way, today I'm running on my workstation that I'm developing the CiNEmatic mode that will be available to play for you guys in about a week over moddb.com. CiNEmatic mode for Stalker Call of Pripyat, or over the X-Ray SDK, my website, to download and enjoy. So this is my workstation. It's designed for 3D rendering when every single core is utilized, because it's using two Xeon E5 2699 V3. Guys, hold up. Let me explain to you. The reason why I'm explaining to you before I'm going to show you the gameplay, so you're going to realize a lot of things. There is a lot of things should be realized over this video, and I need to explain to you so you can better analyze what is going on the screen. So two Xeon E5 2699 V3 CPUs. Each CPU has 18 physical cores, and with hyper-threading technology, it's running 36 logical cores, total 72 logical cores. Imagine this game utilized 72 logical cores. It would be amazing, but this game engine is old. Even with the Open X-Ray extension is not good enough. You can put it on steroids, like 2, 3, 4 cores. Sometimes even 12 cores, but this is going to be the maximum. But it's still not going to be the native multi-threading. It's going to be on the steroids when you're going to force the windows to create the multi-threading for this game engine, for this environment. It's fake, but it's going to help you about 15-20% in terms of the FPS. Still not bad, right? So this is what's up. This is the settings. This is pretty much, I call it maximum settings. I'm playing this game right now in 8K resolution, working through. During this gameplay, all right, what's going on here? Oops, we're moving the window. We don't move this window. I'm about to switch to 16K resolution anyways. But during this, let me go ahead and do it actually. But during this, guys, development stages, I'm using this computer. I'm also going to show you on my gaming PC, on my gaming rack, and I'm going to show you with single Titan RTX and with two Titan RTXs. But just because we're going to bottleneck our CPU single thread too much, it's not going to utilize our Titan RTX at some places above 50%. And that means that if single Titan RTX is not utilized by the game above 50%, that means that if you're going to connect it in SLI, if you're going to put two Titan RTXs, video cards in SLI, it's not going to work. It's going to show you less FPS or equal FPS. Keep that in mind. But at 70% of the time, game is utilizing at 90-80% when you're playing 8K resolution, and when you're playing 16K resolution, there is a magic going on. It's utilizing 90% of the times at 99%. And I'm not sure what it is, guys, but something is forcing Windows to avoid the CPU completely, and it's taking over with our video cards when you switch into 16K resolution. I saw it a lot in PC games throughout the testing since 2016 all the way till 2021. I record a lot of games. I was the first YouTuber that recorded first 16K resolution gameplay back in 2015, but over the UHD King it was in 2016. Okay, and I know a lot. I recorded a lot of videos. I commented real time. We can see what's going on. But this is something going on over here. As a system engineer, I do not understand what's going on. Maybe Windows bypassing some CPU classes instead of using some emergency GPU classes because it thinks that CPU cannot handle that amount of load at 16K resolution. Who knows? Because Microsoft developers are smart, right? They develop the operating systems in years ahead of us. So before we're going to jump in, let me show you. See how small my mouse cursor right here by Morozilla RF version 2. This is Morozilla Render Firm version 2 with two Xeon E5 2699 V3, but right now running only 3 cores per CPU, and 15 cores is disabled in the BIOS per each CPU, so only 6 core total, like 6 core CPU, and it's running beautifully. And this motherboard, Chinese motherboard, is hackable, I know, modifiable. I can force the maximum multiplier 3.6 gigahertz on all 72 logical cores, but I need to hack it. And it's going to be another video when I'm going to teach you how to modify the Chinese motherboard for the Xeon E5 2600 series V3 CPUs and unlock the potential additional 40% of the boost for free. But it's going to be another video. Let me show it to you. Right click right here. Look how everything is so small. I'm going to bring my resolution. I'm going to show you Let me zoom in. Display settings. Okay. I'm going to bring and show you the resolution for those folks who doesn't believe me, but 15,360 by 8,640 pixels, which is 16K video resolution, or 133 megapixels, 132.7 megapixels. Okay, 100%, running 100%. When you're running desktop, make sure it's running 100%, because what I find out that 500% sometimes is giving you higher FPS. So it's kind of mimicking and faking ish a little bit. How I achieve that? I'm running the NVIDIA drivers that is hacked, and I'm recording right now this video with NVIDIA Shadowplay software on the same computer that is also hacked, but it's recording in 8K resolution instead of 4K resolution. NVIDIA didn't release yet 8K resolution, but this is how I'm recording. And then I'm going to use my software that I'm developing right now. It's going to be open source freeware FFmpeg++ that will give you ability to encode all the way to 16K resolution videos. But more about it over the UHDking.com or iplay4k.com. Go ahead and check it out. Just watch the description. This is, by the way, the maximum MS Afterburner font right here. I cannot go bigger. So this is going to be how small it is. So please watch this video on PC or watch this video on 1080p resolution screens. So this is how we're gonna do it, guys. Right now what I'm gonna do, as you can see, it's a windowed mode and it's kinda not behaving correctly. I'm just gonna bring it all the way. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna go to basic. We're gonna select. I'm gonna go select 16K resolution all the way. Let me zoom in and show it to you. And I will try to full screen it. Okay? I will try to full screen it and we will try to play it. And during this walkthrough little demonstration, I'm going to show you my own AKM74 UHD King Edition weapon in the Stalker Call of Pripyat. There's going to be a couple of weapons that designed by me. It's going to be hidden in a zone, and you gotta discover Chernobyl zone to find those guns. Okay, during the gameplay. So let's go ahead and accept that. Look, even with my font, it looks so small. If you're gonna zoom in like this with the Stalker Call of Pripyat original font, it's going to be so small you're not gonna see anything. So I brought my font as piece of part of the mode. Yes, it didn't die. Look how everything now is so small. Now everything will be small. Even the menu, check it out, how small it is. And this menu was 8K resolution ready. Let me zoom in. This is with my mode of my font. Still readable, but we need to adjust it. I'm going to create 16K resolution for those who's looking to play it. 8K resolution and 16K resolution during the installation of CiNEmatic mode. It will give you ability to choose. Yeah, so this is how we're going to rock it. It's going to be nasty, guys. Okay. Yeah, let's get going. We're going to be at the, if it's not going to crash, at the Skados ship, at the Zaton location. The problem is right now that you better don't bring the inventory and don't read the information from the inventory from your backpack, because it's going to crash. Look how sharp everything is right there. This is so sharp right there. See that? On the floor right there, so sharp. That metal is so sharp, like, oh my god, guys. Please watch this video in 8K resolution. This is how I'm going to upload it to YouTube. This video probably going to be like 100 gigabytes. I'm probably going to record 30 minutes or so. I'm going to compress it and create it like around 50-60 gigabytes, and it's going to be 8K resolution over 100 megabit per second. It's going to be crystal as water. You're going to love it. So let me go ahead and show you the zone. Look, all the details, guys. It's so photorealistic. Photorealistic 60K gameplay, 60K gaming. This is what it's all about. And check it out. Just, oh my god, just have a look at this, guys. I'm like so impressed, like, on emotions right now. This is not the first time I'm loading the Stalker Call of Pripyat in 16K resolution. Let me be honest with you. The first time was back in, look at this. This is 2K resolution textures without the AI yet, without the artificial intelligence. We draw the textures to 4K resolution or 8K resolution, and the VRAM utilization, as you can see, what, 14,000 megabytes. I would say 15-16 gigabytes of VRAM utilization. We're probably offloading some data from the VRAM into the system RAM, because the system RAM utilization is 14,000 megabytes, which is 14 gigabytes. The total system RAM utilization can be 170 gigabytes. So I would say we are offloading around 4, maybe 5 gigabytes. So I would say we're around 20 gigabytes over here, healthy VRAM utilization. And VRAM utilization stands for video RAM. Keep that in mind. Look at those details, like you never saw those details before. Those bumps, those details on the walls, check it out, those rusty. So the first time, to be honest with you guys, I loaded this game in 2020 in May, or even before May, I believe in 2020 in beginning February. It was the original Stalker called Pripyat. 16K was amazing, but it was kind of boring. It was dull. It was a desert here instead of grass. Right now you can see a lot of grass. Right now it's so beautiful. Check it out. It looks like a real Chernobyl zone. And over there it was dull, just a desert kind of without those beautiful textures on the ground. And then I installed the Gunslinger mode. And it was running too, but it was running for 5-8 minutes and then it was crashing, or 12 minutes. And I was about to record 20 minutes of the demonstration and it was crashing before it at different time limit. And I thought that my i9 9900K at 5.3 gigahertz was unstable. But it wasn't that, it was just a game engine. It's limited by the developers and it's crashing. This is, guys, you want to do stuff like that. This is artificially limiting the game engine. This is something that you want to do as a developer. Instead, you want to have a visionary in the future while you're developing game engine. Keep that in mind and think about what if in the future, what if resolution will be, what if this will be, what if that will be, and such. So look at beauty. The border even looks different at 16K resolution. Everything is looking on another level at 16K resolution. Trust me, guys. I played for 3 days straight this game while testing my guns and some secret stashes. So CiNEmatic mode is going to be like a regional game, original stashes, original missions. So you are the FBI agent by Ukraine. You got to the Chernobyl, and you gotta investigate the crashes, and all the missions will be the same. However, I'm going to add my secret stashes and my guns a little bit, not too much. But I'm not going to ruin like all the modders, ruin the games with their crazy modes, and doesn't make no sense. My mode, you're going to walk through the complete CiNEmatic mode. You're going to walk through the Stalker Call of Pripyat without the issue and enjoy it. And maybe I'm going to add 2 more locations after that, after the end of the story, to extend it, because a couple of my subscribers, watchers, was asking for it. Look how beautiful everything is, guys. Wow. This is the Zeton location, the first location that you arrive. It's just unbelievable. That grass is unbelievable. I think this grass is matching the zone pretty well. After the blowouts, nuclear blowouts, every 48 hours, I think that's beautiful. Better than greenish. So I'm gonna stick with this kind of that vegetations around. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna go and we're going to shoot. Oh yeah, so this is the gun, right? This is the gun. It's beautiful, by the way, that you came to the zone with. This just like in the original story. But let me show you my gun. This is going to be UHD King version, AKM. Check it out, guys. Look at that beautiful animation, by the way. You saw that? Right there. Bam! Blemo! Like they say, Blemo! ¿Qué pasó? ¿Por qué trabajo, muchacho? And look how beautiful it is. Reflecting the light, camo. It's beautiful. And it has a lot of extensions to it, like silencer, scope. It's beautiful, guys. Look at this metal. The rust, every single piece of rust now you can see. Before, even at 8K resolution, I didn't see that much details, I'm telling you guys. Like, see this ship right now? This ship, right? So I'm watching at this chip right now. In 4K resolution, this chip will be around 800 pixels by 200 pixels. So texture says 2K in this chip. Means that you're wasting about 60% of the textures. In 8K resolution, almost, I'm talking about the small chip, almost we're going to load every single texture in 8K resolution. Because an 8K resolution is going to be around, I would say, 2000 by 3000 pixels. Okay, fair enough. This is version 1.3, closed alpha. I'm about to release 1.4, public beta, available for anyone. Is again over the modb.com or over the xraysdk.com website. There is some fighting, heavy fighting going on. It's going to be a lot of action at the zone, guys. Not like in Stalker Call of Pripyat, kind of chilling out, relaxing. It's not going to be like that. It's going to be heavy fighting. It's going to be a lot of zombies, mutants, a lot of stalkers. Everybody will be busy, okay, when you're playing cinematic mode. And it's going to create a lot of CPU and GPU instructions. Keep that in mind. And it's going to load your CPU and GPU a lot. Right now, as you can see, my GPU utilization 99%. This is excellent. That means that if I'm going to add the secondary Titan RTX video card on SLI right now, I'm going to scale here around 14-15 FPS. Single RTX 3090 video card, which is faster than single Titan RTX, newer video card, but hard to get, will be around 12-13 FPS. But this is 16K resolution, guys. So I would say to play this game 30 FPS and 16K resolution comfortably, I would advise you to get next generation flagship after the RTX 3090, and maybe you're going to be around 25 FPS. Okay? And this is during the day, guys. Look at this. And I really like that GPU utilization. That means that SLI scalability will be excellent. When the single GPU is utilizing above 70%, that means that SLI will be scaling, but not good. But when it's above 90%, that means that SLI will give you 1.7-1.9 times scaling. But when scaling is 97-99%, 100%, like right now, that means that SLI will give us 1.9 times secondary video card, which is the SLI mode. Two video cards together, called the SLI mode. Scalable link interface when you utilizing two GPUs and rendering the gameplay on your DirectX 9, DirectX 10, DirectX 10.1, DirectX 11 games. DirectX 12 doesn't support SLI. Look how everything is beautiful is, guys. Let me show you this crazy Noi that lives on this little barge. Let's go ahead and check it out. Look how everything is beautiful. Every single stone, every single rock is detailed. It's just detailed. Before it was detailed, not with the details, but it was detailed with some bumps without the details. Right now, it's the details, guys. ¿Qué pasó? ¿Por qué trabaja, muchacho? You can see this is a tessellation, just like in CryEngine 5 in that Han Showdown. You can see the tessellation. And what is tessellation? This is similar to the ground. In Han Showdown, they have it on the ground, something like that. When it's, what is the tessellation? Tessellation, pretty much, guys, it's like changing the geometry by multiplying the polygons, creating more details on the 3D mesh. This is 3D mesh. And by 2-3 times. So you can, instead of square, you can make like a sphere with the tessellation. And of course, with the nice texture detail, you can create a bump and you can create a great effects. You can believable 3D geometry. Real time, guys. Rendering in real time, recording with NVIDIA Shadowplay in 8K resolution, because NVIDIA Shadowplay is hacked. Maybe one day, if I'm going to have a lot of likes and a lot of subscribers, I'm going to release the hack drivers and the way how I'm hacking the drivers, NVIDIA drivers. But check it out. It's like photorealistic over here. Photorealism everywhere, on every corner. 16K resolution, 16K gaming, much better than 8K gaming, guys. This is just unbelievable. This is just so photorealistic. Look at this. The asphalt is so sharp. Wow. A little bit sharper than 8K, but not that much. A little bit sharper. Okay, our VRAM, guys, please keep your eye at the laptop corner and positive comments in the comment sections, and check the video description as well. So almost 16,000 megabytes, 16 gigabytes of VRAM utilization, but as again, you can add another 4, so I would say around 20 gigabytes of VRAM utilization to be healthy. So Titan RTX has 24 gigabyte of VRAM. As again, VRAM stands for the video RAM, and system RAM stands for system RAM for the CPU that you're installing on the motherboard. I have enough of that, 170 gigs. So we can go 100 gigs easy if NVIDIA driver will decide to offload some data from the VRAM into the system RAM. But when it does so, it's pretty much slows down the FPS dramatically. I don't think it does so, but you can see it by milliseconds latency delay. Usually when NVIDIA driver is struggling and offloading a lot of data from the system RAM into the from the VRAM into the system RAM, which is slower by 5 times, because system RAM is slower by 5 times than VRAM, you can see the latency delay goes like 300, and whatever it's jumping above 300, your FPS will be like 2-3 FPS, and that's a clear sign that it's offloading a lot of data now from a VRAM into the system RAM, trying to avoid to crash the game for you so you can play it. This is how smart NVIDIA driver. Such a brilliant company, brilliant engineers. Check it out. This doesn't look like a picture, like a photo from a Chernobyl zone? Come on. ¿Qué pasó? ¿Por qué trabajo, muchacho? ¿Qué pasito? I think it is, guys. Don't you think? ¿Qué pasó, muchacha? ¿Por qué trabajo? Look at this, beautiful. Lighting on the gun, 3D camera, you can drop it. Let me drop it. Actually, I'm afraid if I'm going to drop it, the game is going to crash, because whatever you're going to call this 3D mesh, get some details from it. Somehow the game is crashing because I think it's overloading the CPU track. So let's cross our fingers, guys, and wait when they're going to release the OpenX-Ray game engine before I'm going to code it myself with multi-threading abilities. And I talk with the OpenX-Ray game engine, open source game engine developers. I'm gonna send them this video, guys, to check it out. But look how beautiful everything is. Like, oh my god, man. Look at these details. Let me close up. Let me show you this 16K. Let me show you this 133 megapixels in 2K resolution, but on the 3D object as a texture. It's just unbelievable. Nice. Right? Some folks like that.
Turn back, Stalker. This place ain't for you.
Guys, we're probably going to fight here. Let's go ahead and see if the game engine is not going to
off with you. But you still got
crash. I don't think so. ¿Qué pasó? Porque trabajo.
Drop that retard.
Of course, this is kind of slideshow, but look at this. I'm going to manage to kill this dude. I'm telling you, guys. I'm going to get him. I got him. Houston, we got it. Yeah, it's struggling. It's struggling so much it even didn't play the sound animation correctly in the end when he kinda reloaded the gun. It's struggling right now, guys. But with 2 Titan RTX it can be 20 FPS. And this is my workstation. This is not my gaming PC. On the gaming PC, on the i9 9900K overclock at 5.3 or 5.4 gigahertz, my gaming rig, you can add 5 FPS easy. And plus add 3 FPS because I'm recording this right now. So pretty much you can add about, without the recording, with NVIDIA Shadowplay on the same computer, just record it with the professional 8K resolution video encoding device that I'm about to purchase. Hopefully gonna support you guys, so I'm gonna purchase it as fast as possible. In 2 months I'm going to purchase it. It costs $4,000 bucks, guys. Support me, smash that like button, share it with your friends, visit my sponsors. More great videos are coming. As you can see, I'm not the copycats. Plus the tutorials how to mode, the Stalker Call of Pripyat by UHD came, when every single step is explained and nobody is confused. This is the most important part, when nobody is confused, because I don't like those walkthroughs when they confusing the people. They confuse folks, confusing people further. This is not going to happen like that, okay, during my videos. And I'm going to do, the reason why I created the CiNEmatic mode, I'm going to walk through Stalker Call of Pripyat, but I want the game look like a game from 2020, okay? And then I'm going to share that with you. So I'm going to walk through Stalker Call of Pripyat. It's going to be Tripod video, one of my last videos on Stalker Call of Pripyat, and then I'm going to share the game with you so you can have fun and enjoy it as well. Alright? Yeah, even the border is tessellated on another level in 16K resolution. It doesn't look like a texture, it looks like a tessellation in the water waves. Check it out. Alright, this dude needs to be dead. As you can see, this is my gun, UHD King, but this is how it came. And it's going to be one of the best AKs out there in the CiNEmatic mode. And it's going to be amazing gun. It's 60 rounds from the beginning magazine, and this magazine can be upgraded by the mechanic alcoholic at the Zeton location, at the Zeton ship, up to 90, no, not 90, 75, and up to 90 maybe rounds. And it's very light because the whole gun is made out of the silver. A lot of parts made out of the silver, and then it was painted in the digital camo. So it's very light. It's almost 2 times lighter than a regular AK. Same gun, keep that in mind. So it's a beautiful gun, and when you're going to upgrade it, it's going to be on another level, trust me. So I don't want to go in here because we can die in here easy. Just easy. Because they're gonna come and they're gonna probably kill us, because animation as slideshow is a little bit too much even for me, guys. But as again, with 2 Titan RTXs and SLI, the reason of this video is not the gameplay. The reason of this video is to show you the world's first 16K resolution video gameplay in Stalker Call of Pripyat. So we achieved that, guys, over the UHDking.com YouTube channel. So another achievement for us. Look how beautiful the lighting and everything looks like in 16K resolution. This is this room was so dark on 1080p. Look at this 16K resolution. It's light out properly, almost like a proper HDR over here going on. Grenade! Oh my god! As you can see, I put some Russian voices over with English text. I know a lot of people enjoying that, so it's gonna give you that atmosphere. You're really playing in the zone. This gun is powerful, guys. I'm gonna stop it right now. I tweaked this gun just for you, and I'm not gonna tell you where it is unless you're gonna watch my walkthrough, as again sneak preview. But you're gonna find it and you're gonna enjoy it. And it's going to be 2 more guns that I'm not gonna tell you right now, and it's going to be beautiful. Alright. Oh my god, again grenade. This dude just blow up on his grenade. See, we even confused the AI, guys. Alright, so that dude blow up on the grenade. That was good. Right, I saw him blow up, right? New sounds, as you can see, was added. 3D sounds of Dolby guns, 3D animation. Yeah, much better gun animation. Some guns with the higher 3D topology, with the higher polygons count. Look at this sun. Look at this, almost like, oh my god, this is the real sun. Look, this is possible in 16K resolution. It was so bright, and then it's not so bright. Almost like you need to delete the shader cache. This is only possible in 16K resolution. In 8K resolution, the sun is not that HDR-ish, guys. So HDR is almost like perfect. Check it out. In 16K, wow, guys. This is the first time actually I'm playing this 16K resolution. Second. First time crashed. So this is the second, and I know how to avoid the crashes. So you wanna bring that object details to the minimum, and try not to use a lot of inventory. Keep that in mind. Okay, one guy is right here. Alright, they're kinda... This gun with the 60 bullet rounds. Look at this. This wounded guy tried to do escape over here, but ¿Qué pasó, burgués? Trabajo, muchachos.
Все назад!
Uh-oh. They're trying to get us, guys. Look at this. NPCs a little bit smarter than in the original game. A little bit. Not that much. I didn't make them as hard as Misery, but I'm using some Misery, as you can see, guys. Not everything, but a lot of Misery is used here as well. Look at this. I never saw the cracks over here inside. Wow. So those textures was blurred out, those details, the cracks on the center. Wow. Are you kidding me? As you can see, it's beautiful. Imagine to play it like this, but at 30 FPS at least. It's just going to be beautiful, guys. But 2 Titan RTX is going to bring us very close to that goal. It's going to be around 20. 20 FPS and Stalker Call of Pripyat is playable for me, for a veteran. And guys, don't miss out my Stalker Call of Pripyat walkthrough with CiNEmatic mode. It's just going to be, look at this, so soft, God rays. So soft. Almost like in real life. So pretty much almost like a camera shooting right now. Look at those details on the left, on the right, and they're so detailed. They're like real rocks. And even if you see confused, if you see like, wow, man, it's just beautiful. Okay, we are here need to pick up some PDA from those mercenaries, but we're not gonna do that because it's probably going to crash. But look how bumpy it is too. Such a heavy details here. Did you ever see something like that at the base station? I don't think so, guys. I don't think so. ¿Qué pasó? ¿Por qué trabajo, muchacho? It's beautiful, guys. It's just beautiful. You're going to enjoy. As you can check the video description if you want to play this mode. And it's going to be available as a mode for your Stalker Call of Pripyat PC game on Steam, on GOG, whatever you got it. Or it's going to be as a standalone because I'm using Open X-Ray game engine. But this again is going to be extension of the X-Ray engine. There's not much they did. They worked on that 12 years and did nothing almost. I scream a little bit on them on their Discord, so they kinda not so friendly with me now. Some of them hostile. You know, I told them what they are. And with that type of attitude that those developers have with Open X-Ray, I don't think they're gonna have talented people in the team that can do it in 2 months. Completely open source and rewrite the whole engine in C++. Well, C++ is not my language. I program C#, PHP, HTML, ActionScript 3.0, which was the Flex engine, and it's dead now. Then what else? I also know MySQL, MySQL. The proper way I'll say MySQL, because MySQL it was the Airbus shuttle in England, and IBM company that was developing SQL database renamed that. If you're gonna go ahead and Google it. But anyways, look how beautiful. And grass is right here. Grass is such a beautiful, such a thick, such a realistic, such a like a Ukraine grass, and kind of like a little bit radiatish. Because every 48 hours at this zone there is a nuclear blowout, or radioactive blowout, or chemical blowout. Look at that. Above 90% of the GPU utilization. Guys, if I'm gonna connect the secondary video card, we're gonna receive, something tells me, we're gonna receive around 16-20 FPS average over here. with 2 Titan RTXs and SLI, or around 14 FPS if you're going to run RTX 3090. So next video card is going to be almost 2 times faster than RTX 3090, will give you almost 30 FPS as minimum at 16K resolution, and it's going to be amazing. Plain amazing and simple. I mean, guys, that's it. That's it. I'm just going to go ahead and wrap it up. I guess I showed you everything. I showed you the unique gun, so it's going to be some secret by me as well. So it's not going to be just a Stalker Call of Pripyat walkthrough. It's going to be with some bonuses. So CiNEmatic mode will have some bonuses for sure, but it's not going to ruin the gameplay. It's not going to ruin the story, just like all the modders do. It's not going to be like that. It's going to be adequate personality, develop, and mode. The best modes by the community with his premixes of his own modes into the new mode to the community that's going to be enjoyable by everyone and for free. Look at that depth of field, volumetric fog. Volumetric fog in this CiNEmatic mode is amazing, guys. And I'm using pretty old Open X-Ray game engine because I tried the fresh new one in 2021, I believe in April or February 2021. It's a little bit slower than the old one from 2018, and it's crashing at 8K resolution more than the old one. Old one didn't crash that much, so I decided to use the old one for now. So this is how we're gonna wrap up. Only when they're going to develop multi-threaded feature into Open X-Ray, then guys, then when CPU will help us a little bit, we're going to increase our FPS at least by 2 times, at least, because CPUs bottlenecking are not the CPU, but CPU thread that is heavily loaded right now is bottlenecking the whole game engine and the FPS, even if it doesn't show right now at 100%, because I use the steroid method that I'm going to teach you. So I force the Windows operating system to force the game engine of this Stalker Call of Pripyat CiNEmatic mode to think that it's multi-threaded when it's not. And as again, it helps by 10-15% in terms of the FPS, like by 2-3 FPS extra. Not right now, in 8K resolution, by 2-3 FPS during my benchmark. Over here maybe by 1 FPS, but that's it. It's not native 8K, not native multi-threaded feature of the game engine. Keep that in mind. Beautiful, guys. And somehow, look at this. On the beginning of the gun, I have some depth of field. See that? Where my arm goes? In 8K resolution, I don't have a depth of field on the beginning of the gun when I'm watching at the gun. And this is also nice. It's kind of smoothing the texture in kind of natural way. It's going to give you that photorealism as well for the shines. Okay. Look at this. The game engine is so struggling. We can see how the grass is preloading. I never saw it with my own grass like this, unless I was like flying very fast. So, distressing the game engine a lot. Check it out. Because I'm just walking, I'm not running, and it's preloading the grass. We can see how it's preloading the grass. Because the grass is beautiful. It's a CiNEmatic grass, that one of my modes. It's beautiful. It not requires you to preload the grass. You're not gonna see it. It's going to be beautiful. But just because it's heavily stressed the game engine, it does it. In 8K resolution, it doesn't do it. It's preloaded completely and beautiful. Just like that. Check it out. Grass everywhere. Preloaded and everywhere. It's beautiful, guys. Right now it's coming the evenish, the foggish, and it's going to go volumetric fog, and the zone will get even more dangerous. Keep in mind that this is not version 1.4, this is still 1.3 version from September 2020 that I wrap up as the closed alpha. So I tested and I never shared it with you because it was in the part of the development process, but then I paused the development and now I'm going to come back to it in about a week. I'm going to finish the whole mode, create a public beta 1.4 version CiNEmatic, and I'm going to release it for you guys to enjoy. Beautiful volumetric. Look at this. Wow. Guys, don't forget to smash that like button. This is much better than Misery and Gunslinger. CiNEmatic mode will be much better than those combination modes together, because I'm going to use the Misery a little bit, Atmosphere a little bit, Nature a little bit, Buildings a little bit, my own a little bit, here, there, over there, and yeah. Beautiful, guys. Skadosk. Beautiful volumetric fog. And only in this volumetric fog you can see how your rounds flying. You can see how Stalkers are shooting. Guys, I'm probably going to do the flyby in CiNEmatic mode. And flyby will be beautiful, guys. At 12 FPS, but it's going to constantly moving at the same FPS. The whole Saturn, Jupiter, Yanov location, and Pripyat. Imagine to do the not only walkthrough, but flyby with the beautiful photorealistic visuals. As again, guys, that's it. I guess we're going to go ahead and wrap up. It's probably going to crash. Let me show it to you. I know how to crash the game. You open up the inventory and you try to read something. Let's say on my special AKM 74 gun UHD King version. Check it out. Here we go. It's crashed because it's loading those details. It's picking up that it's OGF animation still and 3D model. It's picking up that and putting on top of the game engine, and the game engine already stressed, and it's just, it tell us in the log, it's gonna tell us that it's loading the file should be this size, but it's loading that size, like 1.4 times over, and it's applied the tessellation, and this is what happened. Alright, guys.